For me personally, what even got me interested in animal rights was seeing a public ad by PETA of a woman that was pretty much fully naked saying that she'd rather bear skin than wear skin. And for me, it completely interested me. I was just wondering, like, you know, why would this woman do a shoot like that? Like, why is it so important that she would, you know, go pretty much fully naked for it? So I Googled PETA, I looked at their website, I started watching all these videos, getting all this information, and shortly after I went vegan. So for me personally, I know it does work. I know that even if someone is reading the paper and sees it for a second, it'll strike up conversation. You know, it's something that people will go home and, you know, probably bring up at the dinner table, because, you know, seeing a lady outside, you know, when it's below 30, pretty much naked, that's not something you come by every day. So it does strike up media attention, conversation, and personally, I believe it does work. I got involved into vegetarianism, veganism, and stuff like that, and then I started doing my research, and I looked up certain animal rights groups in my area. And I remember my first protest was a circus protest, and after that I was just hooked on it, realizing that I could do more than just, you know, avoiding products and not eating meat, but actually going out there and educating other people. I fell in love with that idea. The media does a great job at glorifying really big, crazy protests where, you know, people are like being trampled on and there's a bunch of cops, and like it just looks so intense and like scary almost. But when I went, I realized that it was actually very peaceful, and it's just a bunch of people who like share the same belief as you do, and you know, we're not yelling at anyone, we're not, you know, being rude or affecting any type of laws. We're practicing our right to protest and to speak our minds and freedom of speech. I'm not gonna lie, I've done this so many times at this point that it's just kind of like, I'm excited. Like, I can't wait to like see people's faces and reactions and stuff like that, and see what kind of media shows up and all of that. I try to make myself really warm before I go out, especially if it's like winter time, and kind of just get all my research done, make sure that I understand what I'm protesting, get all my facts straight in case anyone asks me any questions. And I always want to know what time it is all the time. I want to know how much longer I'm going to be out there, so we always know when we start and when we finish.
So what we're trying is to raise awareness about this, that it's a barbaric industry, and that people, as consumers, have the power, and they can choose not to buy fur and not support the industry.
Having people come up to you and almost like thank you for being out there and tell you how they've seen you like last year and like they've gone veg since then, or they'll never buy another piece of fur again. I think it just kind of reassures you that you are making a difference. I guarantee you every area has a group of people who are determined to get out there and be active for animals. And even if you can't find a group, you can always go on PETA and order your own little kind of active pack where they'll send you free leaflets, stickers, stuff like that, and ideas on how you can get active. And you can always just start your own group. I'm involved in a lot of different causes. I'm in school now to be a child and youth worker. I want to help kids with mental illness. I've given blood before. I've been an advocate for mental illness. I'm organizing a charity event tomorrow night for the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa. You know, I've donated to youth shelters, volunteered at youth shelters. I like to think that I've done all that I could do for both people and animals. And just because you're devoted to one cause doesn't mean that you can't help another. You know, just sitting down to a meal, which you would do anyways, and making a different choice, that helps animals. It's not taking my time away from people at all. The main reason why I do it is I'm just a big believer in justice altogether, so I've seen a lot of injustice, both people and animals, and when I found out how big of an impact our daily lives, our daily choices can make on animals that are pretty much just born to die for us to wear or for us to eat or for our cosmetics to be tested on, I was absolutely shocked. The numbers were so staggering. The fact that the average Canadian eats over 100 animals a year, I couldn't believe it. And before that, I was always looking for ways to, you know, help people, help the environment, do my part, just like I think, you know, most caring individuals do. And then when I found out that there's so much more that I could be doing to help animals, I mean, I was always an animal lover. I've always had, I've had dogs, I've had cats, birds, hamsters. I've always seen that they have, the ability to feel pain and joy, and they have their own individual little personalities. And I couldn't really understand why, no one didn't care. No one cared the fact that, they were not only dying but suffering for our consumption, for our use. And I think that's what really makes me want to get active, not just boycott these industries, but just really make other people aware of it, because they don't have anyone else to speak for them.